Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, Illinois, for another presentation of Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks athletics here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. This evening, inside the Keating Sports Center, it will be Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball action as Illinois Tech plays host to the visiting Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. Sitting here courtside inside the Keating Center, I'm Chris Rouse, and unfortunately, today's game will have a 20-minute delay due to uniform transit for the visitors, the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. Maranatha Baptist will come in with a record of 0-8 on the season, looking for their first win. 0-1 in the NCCAA, the National Christian College Athletic Association. They represent the Division II Midwest region. They made the 136-mile trip in to the Keating Sports Center from the Maranatha Gymnasium, but unfortunately the uniforms were left behind in transit. And as a result, our game scheduled for a bit of a 20-minute delay. The distance between the two gyms, as I mentioned, 136 miles, 3 hours, 2 minutes, the approximate length of the drive. So the uniforms are in transit. They are expected to be here shortly. As a matter of fact, here inside the Keating Sports Center, we will get the introduction of the starting lineups and the national anthem. So a bit of a change schedule from what we would normally see inside of the Keating Center for a basketball event. So we're going to see the introduction of the starting lineups. We'll get the playing of the national anthem, and then we'll take another break. And then by that time, it is expected that the uniforms for the visiting Maranatha Baptist SaberCats will have arrived here to the Keating Sports Center. They'll go get dressed. They'll retake the floor, and then we'll introduce the starting lineup. So we'll do the general introductions here. We'll do the national anthem. We'll take a break. We'll return. By that time, Maranatha should be back on the floor. We'll get another stretch for both teams, and then we'll do the introduction of the starting lineups for both teams this evening. Maranatha Baptist 0-8 on the season, 0-1 in the NCCAA Division II Midwest region. Meanwhile, Illinois Tech NCAA Division III representatives in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference, the NAC, they come in with a record of 2-5, 0-1 in conference play following a loss at the hands of Concordia University of Wisconsin a week ago last Saturday. Just about a week ago. It was last Saturday at the hands of the visitors from Concordia University of Wisconsin. It was a 68-37 loss for the Scarlet Hawks, but it was a win yesterday as the Scarlet Hawks got a 10-point victory over Eureka College, getting back into the win column. And for Illinois Tech, this will be their fourth try this season to try to get into the win column at home, and they're looking to do it here against a team that is yet to get on the board here in the 2024-25 season in the National Christian College Athletic Association, the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. And in just a few moments, we'll get things going. The playing of the national anthem, we'll get the general announcements, and then we'll take a break. And by that time, Maranatha Baptist will get their uniforms, and we'll get the starting lineups, and we'll tip things off. All of that coming up right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live in just a moment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the Keating Sports Center for tonight's women's college basketball matchup, a non-conference matchup between the visiting Maranatha Baptist SaberCats and your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and the officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or other abusive comments and actions directed at the officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and may be grounds for removal from the Keating Sports Center. Fans, a reminder, permission to enter the court where the bench areas are restricted to student athletes, coaches, team officials, game day staff, and authorized personnel. Unauthorized individuals violating this policy will be subject to removal from the Keating Sports Center. Will all fans now please rise, remove your hats if you're wearing them, as we honor America for the playing of our national anthem.
So normally we would do the introduction of the starting lineups here for both teams. Once again, Maranatha Baptist awaiting their uniforms for tonight's contest. Coach Carissa Sane here representing the Scarlet Hawks in her 5th season, having a word with the officials out on the floor. Her coaching counterpart will be Paul Brown in his 3rd season with Maranatha Baptist, record of 13-42 for Coach Brown. And this is through his 3rd season with Maranatha Baptist. So once again, these two teams, a bit of a delay here, and they will take the floor once Maranatha Baptist gets their uniforms. And as I mentioned, this will be a bit of a stretching session for both teams. Illinois Tech out on the floor, as you can see, running a layup line. And so once the uniforms make their way here to the near south side of Chicago and Maranatha Baptist gets their jerseys on, we can tip this thing off here inside the Keating Sports Center. Once again, Illinois Tech still yet to win here on their home floor. 0-3 thus far, 2-1 on the road. Illinois Tech with a 70-60 win last night against the Eureka College Red Devils. Illinois Tech led by 3 players in double figures. Barrett Rusing had 14 points to lead all scores for Illinois Tech. Meanwhile, Julia Bucci and Camden Joko both added 12 apiece. Camden Joko, a very efficient performance, shot 4-5 from the field, a perfect 2 from 2 from beyond the arc. For Maranatha Baptist, they come into this matchup still looking for their first win of the season. 0-8 totally, 0-1 in the National Christian College Athletic Association Division II Midwest region. They have been outscored in their last 2 outings, 200-53. So for Maranatha Baptist, it really is about trying to get a quality start against Illinois Tech. The last 2 final scores for Maranatha Baptist on Saturday was a 99-27 loss at the hands of Northwestern of Minnesota. And then it was a 101-26 loss at the hands of Crown. That occurred last Friday. They had a 10-point conference loss at the hands of Emmaus. That was a 57-47 final score. And prior to that, a 106-35 loss at the hands of Grinnell. So for Maranatha Baptist, in 3 of their last 4 outings, they've slipped away relatively early in the ball game. But in the 1 conference loss they had, only a 10-point defeat. So for Maranatha Baptist, if you're the SaberCats, you want to try to keep this one as close as much as possible. And the odds right now on their side, just because Illinois Tech yet to get a win here, 0-3 at home, with those losses all occurring at the hands of Judson, Hartford, and Concordia University of Wisconsin, with those first 2 losses both coming down really to the final 5 minutes of the ball game. The game against Judson came down to the last play. Illinois Tech actually left a shot that would have forced overtime, left that one short, and ended up losing by 2. And in the game against Hartford, Illinois Tech was in control the majority of the ball game up until there were a few late errors where Hartford was able to take control and then pull away with the ball game down the stretch. So let's see how both of these teams also come out looking to get into the win column, but also how they come out in regards to this lengthy delay. Remember, this game not expected to start, as you can see on your screen, for another 10 minutes as Maranatha Baptist, the SaberCats, I believe they've gone down to the lower level of the Keating Center to try to get their game uniforms on. And once they get back on the floor, we'll get the introduction of the starting lineups, and we will tip things off here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. You're watching Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball. Remember, bit of a jersey delay. Maranatha Baptist, the SaberCats, without their uniforms at the moment. They are in transit and are expected to be here relatively shortly, approximately within these next 10 minutes. So once we get the SaberCats back on the floor and we get the starting lineups, we will tip things off here inside the Keating Sports Center. We'll take a break. We'll return in just a moment. Back here courtside at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. Chris Rouse on the call as we still await the opening tip-off between the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats for this non-conference NCAA Division III women's basketball contest. Remember, Maranatha Baptist, the SaberCats actually had a bit of an issue with their uniforms being in transit. They did not make the trip along with the team. Remember, they came in from Wisconsin earlier in the day, from Watertown, Wisconsin. Unfortunately, the SaberCats did not have the uniforms on hand or in transit when they arrived, so the uniforms did make the trip, but they were behind the team. So that's actually been the cause for this delay here in the Keating Center. We were scheduled for approximately a 6:20 tip-off, and as we've reached 6:20 here at the moment, the SaberCats are still standing by the door. They're still awaiting the uniforms to tip off tonight's contest. Meanwhile, on the floor, we have, as you can see to the left of your screen, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks still just warming up, getting some shots in, trying to stay loose for the pending tip-off of tonight's contest. I'm looking at Coach Carissa Sane, the head coach of the Scarlet Hawks, again in her 5th season, also the former coach of the University of Chicago Maroons. She's having some words with the officials as they, again, await the word of what we're going to do with tonight's contest. Again, we're still scheduled to tip off. It was originally scheduled for 6:20. Now here we sit a minute past 6:20, and it appears that Maranatha Baptist, they are headed down to the lower level, and it appears the uniforms have made their way here to the Keating Sports Center. So Maranatha Baptist will go get game ready, and when they make their way back up to the courts, we will have the introductions of the starting lineups, and we will start tonight's game. So once again, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats getting ready to tip off in just a few moments here inside the Keating Sports Center on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live.
And a sophomore forward for the Watertown, Wisconsin, number 23, Becca Donovan. Senior Cats are coached by head coach Paul Brown in his third season. Assistant coaches Ashley Garrett and Caitlin Brown. And now let's get the starting lineups for your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. In junior guard from Santa Ana, California, number 2, Camden Joko. Sophomore guard from Austin, Texas, number 10, Barrett Rute. Senior guard from Greenville, South Carolina, number 13, Julia Lucci. Junior forward from Highland, Michigan, number 22, Grace Goodenough. And a junior forward from Highland, Indiana, number 25, Chloe Chorilla. The Scarlet Hawks are coached by Coach Carissa Steen.
One of the more unusual starts that I've seen throughout my broadcasting career, but nonetheless, we're getting ready to tip this one off here inside the Keating Sports Center between the visiting Maranatha Baptist SaberCats and the hosts, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Chris Rouse sitting courtside. Without any further ado, here are the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Maranatha Baptist SaberCats, they will start with number 4, Chloe Steuerwald. Number 10, Paige Joyner. Number 15, Caitlin Shank. Number 21, Lindsay Mickelson. And number 23, Becca Donovan. Maranatha Baptist led by head coach Paul Brown in his third season. Record of 13-42 at the helm of the SaberCats. Illinois Tech in the nice, crisp white uniforms with the red numbers and letters in black trim will start with number 2, Camden Joko. Number 10, Barrett Rusing. Number 13, Julia Bucci. Number 22, Grace Goodenough. And number 25, Chloe Chirilla. They're led by head coach Carissa Sane. Illinois Tech wins the opening tip, and we are underway here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. 28 past 6 o'clock here as Barrett Rusing gets the ball on the wing. Rusing to the rim, misses the opening layup. Rebounded by Paige Joyner, the opening scorer, the leading scorer, and the numerical counterpart of Rusing for Maranatha Baptist. Top of the key three missed by Mickelson, and a foul down low. Maranatha Baptist as a team, they struggle from beyond the arc. 12 of 117 from three-point land on the season. That's good for 10%. But right now, their leading scorer, Paige Joyner. Joyner averages 15 a game. She'll go to the stripe where she misses the first. Joyner, as I mentioned, averages 15 points a game, 120 total points scored, 83% free throw shooter on the season. That's a 50% trip as she splits a pair and gets Maranatha Baptist on the board. Here's Barrett Rusing, who led the way for Illinois Tech with 14 in their 10-point win last night against Eureka College. Camden Joko was perfect from three-point land last night. Will not start their way today as she misses her first attempt. Steuerwald. Ball worked around the perimeter for Maranatha Baptist. I actually kind of like the bit of the claw on the back of the Maranatha Baptist uniforms. The SaberCats, bit of a paw print on the back of the jersey, sort of cuts through the number. Meanwhile, Illinois Tech wearing the nice, crisp, all-white uniforms. I think those are new uniforms. At least I haven't seen them in any of my games throughout my time here at Illinois Tech. Uniforms and all. Here come the Scarlet Hawks on offense. Bucci down low to Goodenough. Grace Goodenough misses on her first attempt of the evening. Rebounded by Maranatha Baptist. SaberCats with the early 1-0 advantage. And an unforced error as Caitlin Shank is unable to handle the outlet pass. Maranatha Baptist averages 37.7 points per game as a team. Illinois Tech averages 54.4 themselves. Both teams give up more. They're averaging more allowed than they score, as Illinois Tech misses a couple of easy opportunities inside. So Maranatha Baptist averaging 37 a game. They give up 85.8. Meanwhile, Illinois Tech averaging 54 a game. They give up 67. And Barrett Rusing has blood on the uniform. Looks like she has blood on the hand. And that will call for the training staff to get involved to check Barrett Rusing. And Barrett will go to the bench, the 5'5" sophomore out of Austin, Texas. Has certainly been a key cog for Coach Carissa Sane's Scarlet Hawks lineup this season. But here in this first In this first minute and a half, Illinois Tech struggling to get any rhythm as Camden Joko comes up with a loose ball. Here's Kaya Jones, the senior out of Memphis, Tennessee, in a reserve role this evening. Jones will certainly get the offense going for Illinois Tech as she likes to drive to the free throw line, create those jumpers, but she leaves that one a floater off the heel of the rim. Maranatha Baptist, they've been clinging to this 1-0 lead for quite some time. And the ball goes out of bounds and will stay here with the SaberCats. Played 2 minutes and some change, 2 minutes and 7 seconds to be exact. Maranatha Baptist only 1 point. That's all they've needed so far. They still lead it 1-0. Here's Joyner. And taken away inside by Chloe Chirilla. Chirilla, the junior out of Highland, Indiana. Chirilla had a big game earlier this year where she scored 29 for Illinois Tech. She misses this one inside. And the ball goes out of bounds to Maranatha Baptist. Anna Alsup comes in for the first time, the 5'7" first-year player from the homegrown Maranatha Baptist Academy out of Watertown, Wisconsin. Actually, 3 players on this Maranatha Baptist roster listed as going to Maranatha Baptist Academy as Illinois Tech finally gets on the board with Grace Goodenough scoring for 2. 7.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Good hands inside by Goodenough. Bucci unable to run down the loose ball, and now Bucci unfortunately took a spill. A little slow to get to her feet here. And the ball goes out of bounds, and now Ali Sillo going to come to the table. Looks like she might come in and replace Bucci. And Barrett Rusing, who, remember, came out of the game, it appears she had blood on the hand. She's still standing on the sideline. Remember, she had some blood on the uniform. And now the training staff coming over to help Julia Bucci, who is hobbling on that left leg, but is up to her feet nonetheless. And thankfully is up to her feet. You do not want to see anyone get hurt. Frigid day here in Chicago, to say the least. 15 degrees outside. It's expected to drop to a low of about 5 this evening. I certainly believe it. It's been about 9 or 8 or 9 all day here in Chicago. It's now Illinois Tech and Maranatha Baptist meet up on this Thursday night here inside the Keating Center. Stewart-Wall to inbound for Maranatha Baptist. She gets it into Joyner. Bounce pass through traffic. It finds a shooter for the SaberCats, but the jump shot is no good from Lindsey Mickelson. Joko to Jones, and here come the Scarlet Hawks. Jones down low to Goodenough, who lays it off the window for 2. Grace Goodenough has all 4 for Illinois Tech, as the Scarlet Hawks lead it by a 3-pointer. Here's Joyner. That was a great hedge defensively by Goodenough, and the help defense from Jones forces Donovan to travel, and that'll turn it over to the Scarlet Hawks. Great hedge by Goodenough, meaning she cut off the opposing ball handler's view to the basket. When you hear the term hedge, think of it like privacy hedge. Almost say if you had a first-floor bathroom, you're just trying to deter everyone's view of what's going on inside, and that's exactly what Goodenough did to force the turnover. On the other end, Chirilla with the score makes it 6-1 as Maranatha Baptist comes back with a drive from Joyner. Joyner to the rim. She averages 15 a game this page, Joyner. That was point total number 123 on the season for Joyner. 30 of the, well, now 31 as she split a pair of free throws earlier. 31 of her 123 have been scored at the line. 31 of 38 at the free throw line for Joyner this season. Coach Carissa saying, you can hear in the background, saying that's not what we want offensively. As Maranatha Baptist now will take over in the backcourt. 6-3 our score. If you're just joining us, yes, our game did start late. Started at approximately 6:28. It was scheduled for approximately 6:20 tip-off. That was pushed back to 6:28, our actual tip-off, due to a jersey delay. Maranatha Baptist uniforms did not make the trip with the actual team, so they were in transit behind the roster. Rebounded by Hallie Williams, the grad student out of Aurora, Illinois, comes up with a rebound. Kaya Jones off the glass, and the kiss is good for Illinois Tech as Kaya Jones gets her first 2. Mia Bella Spica out there. Mia Spica having some words with Coach Sane as they came back defensively. It's Jones, Rusing, Sillo, Williams, and Spica for the Scarlet Hawks. Ball out high on the wing. with Teachout. Teachout goes inside, shoots that one long over Silo, rebounded by Jones. Here's Spica playing the ball handler role here for Illinois Tech. Jones inside to Williams. Williams leaves it off the glass, the rim as well. It hit every part of the rim, including the bottom of the net. And Illinois Tech takes a 7-point edge. Hallie Williams with her first two. Coach Paul Brown will take a timeout. 5:01 remaining here in the first quarter. It's a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here as the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks looks like it appears they're finding their legs in this first quarter with 5:01 remaining. Going into the holiday, this is a good time to catch Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawk athletics. The Scarlet Hawks will be home for at least two more women's basketball matchups before the holiday. Coming up next Wednesday, December the 18th, right here at noon. The Scarlet Hawks will take on the Mount Mary Blue Angels. We'll have that one for you as a part of a basketball doubleheader, which will include men's action as well. But the next time the men's basketball team will be in action will be Saturday when they have a conference matchup against the unbeaten Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors. Wisconsin Lutheran 7-0. They'll look to try to make it 8-0 right here Saturday at 1 p.m. on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Maranatha Baptist in possession with Paige Joyner. They trail 10-3 with 4:50 to go in the first half. Joyner's feed inside is knocked out of bounds, but it's off the hands of Anna Alsop, and that'll turn it over to Illinois Tech. Hallie Williams, that was a nice touch on the last layup for Illinois Tech. Great drive and kick penetration for Illinois Tech, but what's happening here in the first half, see the Scarlet Hawks putting the bigs down low. Williams shooting a three, leaves it off the rim, rebounded by Maranatha. Coach Sain said that was a good shot. She wanted to look. Williams left it long, or left it short, and then it bounced long. And now foul on Williams on the other end. That three attempted by Hallie Williams was her fifth attempted three. She does have two makes. Was unable to convert on the last time down and then picked up a foul on this trip. Good hands by Spica to knock the ball away. But it will stay here with Maranatha Baptist. 19 on the shot clock for the SaberCats, as Alsop will trigger the inbound. Pair of corner stays for the SaberCats, meaning they have two players in the corner for the inbound. Alsop was trying to go to the opposite corner to Stewart. Kaya Jones intercepts. Jones, she's got Silo. Silo lines up a three. Cash it in for Allie Silo. She had time to line that one up indeed, and she knocked it down. Illinois Tech by 10. Joyner met by Rusing. That's going to be a fun matchup on the perimeter. Rusing, Illinois Tech's best perimeter defender, against Maranatha Baptist's best scorer. Good hands by Rusing. This is Teachout. Kicked across to Alsop. Alsop shoots it off the glass. Rebounded by Silo. Spica running the floor. Really no numbers, but she'll feed it inside to Williams, who lays it in with the left hand. Great read by Miabella Spica. Up the floor, finding Williams. Williams with 4. Illinois Tech by 12. Nice move by Joyner to get around Rusing. Joyner unable to finish. And a whistle. It'll be a held ball. It will favor Illinois Tech on the possession arrow. And you see the Scarlet Hawks certainly finding their legs here in the midpoint of this first quarter. Donovan back out there, number 23 for Maranatha Baptist, along with Mickelson. Jones, cross court to Silo for 3. Right into the hands of Jones, who couldn't handle it. And Illinois Tech will push it back up top. Spica. Finding Rusing. Good cutoff defensively as you see Maranatha Baptist pack it in defensively with the zone. Instead, Williams gets it on the block, turns and flicks it in for 2, and a foul. Hallie Williams with 6 as Illinois Tech extends their lead to 14. Coach Carissa Sain going to the bench here. Susie Wall is going to come in shortly, as will Grace Goodenough. So Wall will come in now to replace Silla, which means Goodenough likely will replace the shooter, Williams. Williams this season a 40% free throw shooter. Make it a 50% free throw shooter as she now goes 3 for 6 on the season. So Williams a 40% three-point shooter, 2 for 5 as she missed one earlier. Now 50% at the line, 3 for 6 on the season. Ball knocked loose, and that was actually a good play by Jones. She knocked it off of Joyner. The ball stayed in bounds, and Rusing came over with the loose ball. Rusing feeds it inside. Easy 2 for Grace Goodenough. Goodenough with 6. Illinois Tech just turning defense into offense here in the first quarter. Nice move by Joyner. We've seen a few moves from Paige Joyner. Unfortunately, no finish. Another miss inside, this time from Donovan. Rebounded by Goodenough. And Spica into the front court. Spica kicks it back out to Goodenough. Good ball movement. Great repositioning on the floor by Goodenough. You can see her go from the top of the key to the block. Maybe a little too excited with the turnaround jumper. And the calm layup does fall as Grace Goodenough gets to 8 on the board. It's a 19-point Scarlet Hawk lead as Maranatha Baptist takes a timeout. 22-3. Illinois Tech with the lead. Grace Goodenough with 8 to lead the way. We'll be back after with more here on Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. .207 remaining in the first quarter. You're watching Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Illinois Tech up 22-3 as we get ready to resume this first quarter. I was listening in on what Coach Carissa Sane had to say to her team. She was very pleased with what they were doing with their transition offense, but would like to turn it up a little bit defensively. And so far, Illinois Tech on the defensive end, they've done a great job of turning defense into offense. 9 points off turnovers from Maranatha Baptist in comparison to none from Maranatha Baptist. Maranatha Baptist 8 turnovers. Illinois Tech only 1. Bit of a spill in the middle of the floor. I can see Rusing holding the ankle, but it leads to a Maranatha Baptist score as that was Teachout. Kyria Teachout with her first 2. And it's 22-5 Illinois Tech. Rusing in traffic, banks it off the window for 2. Beard Rusing helping Illinois Tech extend their advantage on the scoreboard, but you can see Rusing also helping them extend their defense all over Caitlin Shank, and a foul as Rusing gets caught swiping down. Throughout my broadcasting career, I've had the privilege of being courtside. You can often hear officials say anytime you swipe down, they're going to call the foul. That was a clear-cut situation where the swipe down did lead to contact, but in most situations, the ball handler will be given the benefit of the doubt if the defender swipes down looking for a steal. Here's Rusing inside to Goodenough. Julia Bucci back on the floor after hobbling off not too long ago in this first quarter. Susie Wall's first touch of the evening is a missed 3, rebounded by Caitlin Shank. Shank, a 5'3" first-year player out of Marion Center, Pennsylvania. Giving up size to Rusing on the perimeter. Rusing goes 5'5". Rusing able to knock the ball free, and now Maranatha Baptist to inbound in front of the Illinois Tech bench. Sillo will replace Rusing. Remember, Rusing had some blood on the hand in the jersey earlier. I can see her sort of checking it after she knocked the ball loose. Camden Joko sort of just ran into the loose ball there as the ball got knocked free under the rim. And with 48 seconds, Maranatha Baptist to inbound under their offensive goal. Lydia Perez, the first-year player out of Chandler, Arizona, to inbound. She gets it in to Teachout. Teachout scored the last 2. Now she's got the last 4 for the SaberCats. And Illinois Tech right now with a football advantage on the scoreboard by 17. Bucci over to Sillo. 2 touchdowns and a field goal football advantage. Sillo over to Goodenough. Out to Bucci. Great cross-court pass. Sillo, that's a spot-up 3 for Allie Sillo. Great look across by Goodenough. One thing about Sillo, she gets those feet set. Usually she'll cash it in, and that's what's happened on the 2 threes we've seen from 43 and White. Illinois Tech by 20. The turn of the basket from Shank this time leads to a block by Goodenough. With 1 second to go, Wall comes up with the loose ball at the end of the first quarter. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks lead it 27-7. Defense into offense, the key for Illinois Tech in that first quarter. The Scarlet Hawks will try to provide more of the same when we come back for second quarter action on the other side of this break here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Courtside here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Illinois Tech with a 27-7 advantage against the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. Chris Rouse here on the call. Maranatha Baptist led by 4 points from Kyria Teachow. She actually has the last 4 for Maranatha Baptist. They also had 3 from Paige Joyner. Meanwhile, Illinois Tech, 8 out of Grace Goodenough, 7 from Hallie Williams, 6 from Allie Sillo. And the key stat, points off turnovers, 9 to none in favor of Illinois Tech as they converted 8 Maranatha Baptist turnovers to 9 points. Meanwhile, the 1 turnover Illinois Tech had, obviously no basket for Maranatha Baptist. There's another turnover for the SaberCats as we get a travel on the low block. Inside is Chirilla. Kaya Jones with a corner 3, in and out. Run down by Aikita, but it's picked up by Maranatha Baptist. A bit of a miscommunication in the backcourt as Teachout had the outlet pass. Mickelson up to Teachout. Ball knocked loose. Teachout, great effort diving back on the loose ball. Perez over to Mickelson in that corner. She tries to throw it off Jones. Instead, it just falls at Jones' feet and leads to another steal. Chirilla. That was an interesting stopping position. I thought Chirilla was going to go inside. She stopped at the high post. Williams from Joko. Williams unable to convert, rebounded by the SaberCats. Paige Joyner, the sophomore out of Shannon, Illinois, averaging 15 a game for the SaberCats this season. Comes up with the rebound as Perez left one well short of the rim and landed right in the hands of Paige Joyner, who kissed one off the glass for 2. Joyner with 5. Joyner and Teachout have the 9 for Maranatha Baptist. Joyner has 5, and there is that combo with Teachout with the loose ball, who finds Joyner. They push up to Mickelson, who shoots the 2, and it rattles home. Nice shot from Lindsey Mickelson, the 5'5 sophomore out of Santa Maria, California, gets her name in the scorebook. Joko, bit of a bailout call there as Joko dribbled that one right into a double team. It appears she was hit on the arm. The foul is on Mickelson. And just unfortunate for Maranatha Baptist, they did Joko a favor with that foul because she, again, took that right to a double team, left it short. But because she got hit on the wrist, she'll go to the stripe here. Camden Joko hitting the first. Joko is a 62% free throw shooter entering tonight's contest, 5 of 8 on the season. I mentioned how she had 12 points in last night's game for Illinois Tech, a 10-point victory. And Joko with her first 2 here helps Illinois Tech extend their lead to 18. Joko guarding the ball, possessed again by Joyner. Pass to Mickelson. Mickelson leaves that one short, rebounded by Kaya Jones. A number of bodies in the paint, nothing but traffic, as Jones was just looking for an outlet. Chirilla up to Williams. Driving kick to Kaya Jones. Jones into traffic, right-hand layup off the glass. Nice move by Kaya Jones as she was able to maneuver around the closing out defenders and then use the right hand from the left block for 2. Joyner off the glass. Off the heel of the rim as well. Rebounded by Chirilla. Fun back and forth pace to this one. Despite the current score, the current result of the scoreboard if you're a Maranatha Baptist fan. Akita misses the 3. And that'll go out of bounds. It'll go to Maranatha Baptist. Anna Alsup will re-enter for the SaberCats. She will replace Donovan. Coach Paul Brown and his team, they enter this matchup. They shoot 24. Entering this game, they shoot 24% from the field as a team. Haven't really been able to get the shots up to this point, and now a violation. And that's been really one of the main reasons they haven't been able to get the shots up. A number of turnovers in this first half as Maranatha Baptist continues to trend toward 15 turnovers. Kaya Jones down to the block. Chirilla to the basket. Nice move by Chloe Chirilla as she lays it up and in for 2. Only the second basket for Chirilla. She has 4. Kaya Jones comes up with it for Illinois Tech. Outlet to Joko. Brand new 5 for Illinois Tech at the table. Joko over to Jones. Nice pass inside to Williams, who kisses it right off the square. That's how coaches teach you. That's what the square is for. Just lay the ball right there. It'll bounce in. Williams has 9 as Illinois Tech has extended their lead out to Williams' jersey number for the evening at 24. Joyner goes inside. And Joyner sort of just laid that one into the waiting arm of Hallie Williams, who likely will get credited with a block there. That was one where Joyner sort of just shot it right into the hand. Brand new 5 for Illinois Tech. 19 on the shot clock for Maranatha Baptist. It comes into Stewart-Wald. Chloe Stewart-Wald lays it up. Missed inside. Rebounded by Susie Wall. Spica over to Bucci. And Bucci immediately looked right down low to Goodenough. Goodenough with the turnaround. Hook off the glass is good. Goodenough wanted that ball the entire trip. She had immediately started posting up when Spica came up with the loose ball. When the ball got over to Bucci, which was the side Goodenough was on, she was calling for it and got the feed. Spica and Goodenough now running the floor. Spica to the rim, unable to convert. It'll go out of bounds, but it will stay with Illinois Tech. Spica frustrated with herself that she left that one on the rim, but the deflection goes out of bounds to Illinois Tech with 5:39 to go in the half. Bucci to Goodenough, and a clear run in for Goodenough. Goodenough up to 12. Grace Goodenough currently leads all scorers in the ballgame with those 12 points. Spica comes up with a loose ball in the corner, and now here come the Scarlet Hawks. Coach Carissa saying settle. Bucci to Wall. Goodenough to Bucci. Nice step inside. Nice escape move by Bucci to elude Joyner. I thought Joyner did a good job of stepping in front to keep Bucci from getting an easy left-hand layup, but the escape dribble inside created the right-hand layup for 2. It actually ended up being more of a runner than a layup for Bucci. Back the other way is Paige Joyner. Joyner has the last 2 baskets for Maranatha Baptist. Unfortunately for the SaberCats, their field goals have been few and far between here in the first half. Wall right back the other way for Illinois Tech. Bit of an all-star game pace to this to this matchup with how fast both these teams are going back and forth up and down the court. Here's Joyner, turns the corner, and a foul as Abigail Marino hits the floor. Marino, the 5'2" sophomore out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, has actually missed a few games this season, has Marino, due to injury for Illinois Tech. Good to see Abigail back out there. Coach Carissa Sain's roster starting to get back towards full strength, closer to the holiday. Susie Wall comes up with the loose ball and is now called for traveling. Good call. She took an extra step trying to feed the outlet. But now Maranatha Baptist will inbound in the front court. Shank. Stolen away by Wall, who's going to try to make up for that turnover with a left-hand layup, but she leaves it off the rim. Maybe a little too excited to atone for the turnover on the other end. But Illinois Tech's defense leads to Alsip traveling as she got bothered by the extended hand of the closing out Illinois Tech defender. 4:08 here in the first half coming up at halftime. We'll recap the first half, go over our first half stats as Susie Wall knocks down a three. Wall has 5. Illinois Tech, their lead up to 33. Almost a travel again from Alsip as she got rid of the ball that time. Shank driving baseline. Up top to Teachout. Great drive by Teachout and a foul. One of the few times that Kyria Teachout has had the ball up top and has been able to drive, get a hard drive. She goes inside here and draws the foul against Illinois Tech's Grace Goodenough. Goodenough with 12 so far for Illinois Tech as Teachout misses the first. Teachout with 4. You know, the season is a 56% free throw shooter and another 50% trip for 14 in Navy. Another full sale sub here for Coach Carissa Sain and the Scarlet Hawks. Rusing, Williams, Jones, Sillo, and Chirilla. The 5 for Illinois Tech. The new 5. Here's Rusing. Over to Kaya Jones. Up top to Chirilla. Nice drive by Chloe Chirilla. Nice step inside. Left-hand layup is good. Chloe Chirilla, arguably one of the best at utilizing the left hand on the Scarlet Hawks roster. You see her drive hard to the right, but then when she gets to the rim, strong finishing with that left hand. Alsip has been close a few times on scoring those layups, but she leaves that one short. She taps it away from Sillo. And unfortunately for Alsip, she was out of bounds when she finally secured the ball, and it'll go back to Illinois Tech. It's been all Scarlet Hawks here in this first half. Maranatha Baptist had a 1-0 edge. It felt as if that lead lasted the majority of the first quarter as Sillo buries the 3. But there was a stretch in that first quarter, that first 2.5 minutes, where Maranatha Baptist, they were clinging to a 1-0 advantage. Since then, Illinois Tech has certainly been in control. Nice move by Teachout. Another strong drive as she draws the foul. Teachout with 7. Along with Joyner, both have 7. The only other player to score for Maranatha Baptist was Lindsey Mickelson. She had a 2-point jump shot from the right elbow. Teachout now with a chance to get to 8. But she leaves a point on the stripe. It's rebounded by Rusing as Illinois Tech pushes it to the front court. That foul on Williams was her second. Kaya Jones feeds Williams. Sillo had the feet set. Instead, Allie's going to drive inside. Uncharacteristic of Allie Sillo, where she gets the feet set. And she goes away from the 3. Allie tried to drive inside and kick to Kaya Jones in the opposite corner. Instead, it leads to a turnover. Isabella Byers, the 5'2" first-year player out of Warren, Michigan, triggers the inbound to Paige Joyner with 2:20 to go here in the first half. Illinois Tech picking Joyner up at half court as Rusing and Chirilla joined by Silo, try to cut off every angle to the rim. Another miss inside for Stewart. Stewart and Alsop, they've had a number of close looks, but Illinois Tech able to deter those layups inside. Silo. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Here's Baird Rusing. Feeds it down low to Williams. Kaya Jones over to Rusing. 3 on the way with the left hand. No good. Rebounded by T-Chow. Stewart to Perez. Perez's jumper, a bit of a line drive shot off the heel of the rim. Rebounded by Silo. Illinois Tech into the front court. Certainly in command with a 35-point lead here in the first half. Looking for their first home win of the season. Silo for 3. Unable to knock down the 3. Rebounded by Byers. Byers looking for Stewart. Instead, she finds Chirilla for Illinois Tech. Baird Rusing. Getting the instructions from the sideline. And Susie Wall actually cheering on her teammates. Illinois Tech working around the perimeter. I think Coach Carissa saying you have a big lead. One thing I think Coach Carissa saying has learned throughout the years, there's nothing like game action. Here's a chance to actually get some game reps. Get your players used to running the strategies you're trying to perfect as the season goes along. Remember, this is an Illinois Tech team getting ready to go into conference play on the other side of the new year. Remember, they still have 2 more non-conference matchups next Wednesday and Thursday before taking time off before the holiday. Rusing pull-up jumper. No good. And a shot clock violation. Not really sure how that's a shot clock violation. It appeared that Rusing's jumper definitely hit the rim, which led to a Hallie Williams rebound. And Coach Carissa saying she's trying to figure this one out with 32 seconds. That one clearly was during real time. It appeared the ball was clearly out of Rusing's hand. And I think the officials, after the conference, they get that right. Rusing definitely got the ball away before the horn. When the ball hit the rim is when the horn went off. So Williams should have had an easy layup. So I think the officials were saying that the shot clock just didn't reset, which should have given Illinois Tech the offensive board in a fresh 20, which is going to be the case here with 32 seconds to go in the half. Rusing drives on Joyner. Over to Chirilla. Silo, quick touch to Williams. Good hands by Joyner. Rusing driving inside. What a move by Rusing. That was a low grab as she kind of looped it up and in for 2. 53-16, final 10 seconds as Stewart drops the ball inside. Hand off to Joyner. Final 3 seconds. The 3 is on the way from Byers off the glass. And at the half, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks with a 53-16 lead. They lead it by 37 against the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. Coming up at halftime, we'll go over our first half stats. And we'll preview our second half action. Also, we'll preview our next few games coming up here at the Keating Center before we go into the holiday break and into the new year. All of that coming up in just a few moments here at halftime on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Once again, our score, Illinois Tech 53, the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats 16. Halftime coming up after this quick break on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Courtside here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball continues as Illinois Tech has a 53-16 halftime lead here against the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. Chris Rouse on the call as we get ready to go over our first half stats. First for the visiting Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. They come into this game, halftime, I should say, shooting 7 of 26 from the field. That's good for 26%. Unable to convert so far from beyond the arc. 0 for 4 from three-point land are the SaberCats. And also shooting 40% at the free throw line, shooting 2 for 5. For Maranatha Baptist, of their 16 points, 3 players have contributed. They had 7 out of Kyria Teachout. They also have 7 out of Paige Joyner, and Lindsey Mickelson added a 2-point jump shot from the right elbow. That was in the second quarter for Maranatha Baptist. Those 3 players have accounted for the 16 points for the visitors from Wisconsin. For Illinois Tech, 52% from the field, 23 of 44, 33% from beyond the arc, 4 of 12, and they are perfect 3 for 3 at the free throw line. Scoring-wise, Grace Goodenough leads the way. She leads all scorers with 12 points. Joining Goodenough is the 9 from Sillo, Allie Sillo, 9 from Hallie Williams, and Chloe Chirilla has also added 6 of her own. Kaya Jones, the 5'4" senior guard for Illinois Tech, she currently has 7 rebounds to this point of the ballgame for Illinois Tech and leads all rebounders. Meanwhile, Paige Joyner, who is actually the leading scorer for Maranatha Baptist, goes 5'2". She also has 5 rebounds. So the 2 smallest players on the floor, that are usually the primary ball handlers for their respective squads, lead their teams in rebounding right now. Illinois Tech in that first half certainly benefiting from the turnovers from Maranatha Baptist. Maranatha Baptist with 15 turnovers, Illinois Tech only 2. Illinois Tech has turned those 15 turnovers into 18 points. Meanwhile, Maranatha Baptist unable to score off of Illinois Tech's 2 turnovers. And also in the paint, 38 points in the paint compared to just 12 for Maranatha Baptist is the favor for Illinois Tech when it comes to scoring inside. We got about 3 minutes before we get ready for second half action. We'll tip things off, and we'll tip off the second half in just a moment. But before we do that, we get ready to go into the holiday season. But a number of Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks athletics events coming up here shortly inside the Keating Sports Center. We'll continue on Wednesday, where we'll tip off with a basketball doubleheader. We know that Illinois Tech will take the floor in women's action. That will be a noon tip-off as they'll take on the Mount Mary Blue Angels. That will be followed by a men's basketball game, which is scheduled for 5 p.m. on Wednesday. But before we get into who they'll face on Wednesday, we'll talk about who the men will face on Saturday. They have a 1 p.m. tip-off right here against the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors, a conference affair, as the Scarlet Hawks look to knock the Warriors from the ranks of the unbeaten. The 7-0 Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors will come in to take on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks for a NAC men's basketball affair. Coach T.J. Gray and his Scarlet Hawks certainly fired up for that one. I know Garrison Carter is here in the building taking in this women's matchup here. So hopefully Garrison Carter can absorb some of this energy that he's seeing from the women's team and bring it over to the men's side as they look to try to defeat the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors and try to keep the winning going here inside the Keating Sports Center for the Scarlet Hawks. Remember, Illinois Tech, both teams unable to win in their last outing here. So Illinois Tech on the men's side looking to bounce back from a loss after a loss at the hands of North Central last time they played here on November 30th, and also a loss at the hands of Marion on December the 4th, just as the Illinois Tech women's team is trying to bounce back from a loss at the hands of Concordia University of Wisconsin with a win here against Maranatha Baptist. Second half getting ready to begin in just a few moments. We'll take one quick break. We'll catch a breather. And second half action will continue right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech leads it 53-16. Courtside here inside the Keating Sports Center. As we get ready to begin the second half, you're watching the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks play host to the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. Second half action getting ready to begin. Maranatha Baptist in the navy uniforms with the gold trim, the gold paw print on the back, and the white numbers. They'll be going right to left on your screen. They'll be headed to the south basket here inside the Keating Sports Center. Illinois Tech in these nice white uniforms with red numbers and letters with black trim. Obviously, we'll be going to the opposite basket on the north side of the Keating Sports Center. Second half underway. Illinois Tech leads it by 37. It's Paige Joyner in possession for Maranatha Baptist, and the second half begins with a turnover for the SaberCats. 16 turnovers in the game. They had 15 first half turnovers. Those 15 first half turnovers led to 18 Scarlet Hawk points off of turnovers. And let's see if Illinois Tech can keep that trend going, looking for 20 or 21 if Bucci, I thought she was going to shoot the three, but instead they go inside to Rusin. It's Joko for three. And Camden Joko knocks it down. So it is going to be 21 off turnovers for Illinois Tech as Camden Joko makes her first three of the evening. Joko missed her only attempted three in the first half. And if Joko only gets a 2 3-pointer a game quota, that might be the last time we actually see Joko shoot from three. She had 2 in the game last night, knocked them both down. Illinois Tech by 40. Nice pass back door. Joyner to Alsop. Alsop is fouled as her and Rusing meet on the right block. And Alsop in that first half, 0 for 2 from the field in 8 minutes played. First time we'll see Alsop go to the line this evening, as she'll try to get her name in the scorebook. Will be the 4th SaberCat to score if she can hit one of these 2 free throws, and unfortunately, Alsop misses the first. This is the first trip to the free throw line Alsop has had this season. First collegiate trip, and she makes them both, or excuse me, makes the second, splits the pair, 1 of 2 at the line. So her first 2 collegiate free throws for the first-year player out of Watertown, Wisconsin. She missed the first, hits the second, 50% to start her collegiate career. Joko over to Chirilla. Chirilla, nice strong dribble, only to kick out to Bucci. Joko, I guess there is no 2-3 quota for Joko today. She shoots her third three, 1 of 3 so far. Might shoot it again here. The bench wanted it, but Joko instead gives it up to Chirilla, who scores inside for 2. Chirilla up to 8. Remember, Chirilla had the game earlier this year for Illinois Tech when they played Illinois College. Had a career-high 29 points in that game back against Illinois College on the 23rd of November. 29 points, 14 rebounds for Chirilla, but she went 10 of 16 from the field. Bucci back inside to Goodenough. Goodenough has been the leader tonight for Illinois Tech. She's got 14. And the Scarlet Hawks continue to add on to their lead. The foul inside called on Lindsey Mickelson, her second. And Addison Goodenough to the line. As I mentioned, Goodenough already with 14 in the game, now 15. Goodenough averages 7. That's good for 4. That's good for 5th on the team, just behind Bucci, who averages 7.6. The team's leading scorer is Barrett Rusing, averaging 11. She's the only Scarlet Hawk averaging double figures. Much the same as Joyner is the only SaberCat averaging double figures. Rusing finds Chirilla. Chirilla drives inside on a foul. And right when Barrett Rusing was ready to let it fly with the left hand, she got into the shooting motion. Got into that triple threat position. Strong gather. But the whistle will lead to a baseline inbound for the Scarlet Hawks. Jones and Williams back in for Illinois Tech. As Julia Bucci tying a shoe on the floor. Saw Bucci come off the floor earlier. Would appear to be a brief left ankle injury, but clearly nothing too serious as we see Julia out there running into the corner and might get a wide open look. Bucci for 3. Cash it in for Julia Bucci. She's got her first 3-point field goal of the evening. She's up to 5 in the game. Mentioned how Bucci averages just 7 a game this year. She's been the leading scorer for Illinois Tech's women's basketball for most of her time since coming on campus. Illinois Tech throughout the years, you can say what you want about maybe some of the success they've had in terms of wins, but they've always had at least one or two players that have been able to put the ball in the basket. I remember years ago they had Shannon O'Donnell, one of the better scorers for Illinois Tech back. This was back pre-NCAA D3 days. This was back in the USCAA for Illinois Tech, but they've always had one or two players that can put the ball in the basket regardless of what the win total says for the Scarlet Hawks. Here's Joyner, who goes inside, and she runs into Julia Bucci. Bucci swings it around to Kaya Jones. Nice feed inside to Hallie Williams. Kaya Jones into traffic. Lays it up in a foul. Coach Carissa Sain has really done a great job of getting these Illinois Tech players to buy into her system. And for good reason. Coach Sain has had great success, even going back to her days at UChicago. Back when she used to coach Mia Farrell and Miranda Bird and Ola Obi, players not too far from here on the near south side of Chicago, but now make the trip here to Illinois Tech. And while it is still obviously a work in progress, you can see some of the same similarities with how Coach Carissa Sain coaches his team. A lot of play through the guards. She expects the guards to be tenacious, expects them to lead the show. And for Illinois Tech, when you look at this team, you look at Jones, Bucci, Rusing, and even some of the players that come off the bench, a lot of similarities in the guards, meaning the next player can step up. The next player, hey, step up and fill the role. And Illinois Tech right now having a game where they're up big, and here's a chance to just get some game reps. And for Coach Carissa Sain's team to really get a feel for how their coach wants to play moving forward as they go along in this 2024-25 season and under the tutelage of Carissa Sain as long as she's in control of the program. Sillo picks up the foul here. Speaker will now come in for Rusing with 6:53 to go in the third. It's 65-17 Illinois Tech. Scarlet Hawks by 48 right now. Joyner over to Stewart-Wald. Nice drive by Stewart-Wald baseline. Stewart-Wald and Alsop have both had the lane's baseline, but just have not been able to score as Williams comes up with the steal. Jones goes right behind Alsop, but does not go for the lay-in. Williams with the runner off the glass, rebounded by Stewart-Wald. Joyner up to Alsop. Alsop surrounded by Bucci and Jones. Illinois Tech defensively, they've been picking up Joyner out in their half court the duration of the game. Joyner finally had some space to shoot. She missed it. It's run down by Alsop, who falls to the floor. And the ball will go out of bounds to Maranatha Baptist. Have to admire the hustle from some of the players we've seen from Maranatha Baptist. I like what I've seen out of Chloe Stewart-Wald. Number 4 certainly constantly crashing the glass. But unfortunately for Maranatha Baptist, just can't get a quality look at the rim. As I say that, Teachout gets fouled, and she'll go to the line. 7 in the game for Teachout. Maranatha Baptist just under 4 minutes played here in the third quarter. Only one point here in the quarter as now Teachout leaves one on the stripe, leaves one on the rim. Kaya Jones out here near half court will come. Thought she was going to come out of the game. Actually, be good enough who comes in to replace Williams. And now Aikita will come in for Illinois Tech as she'll replace Bucci. So it'll be Jones, Speaker, Goodenough, Sillo, and Aikita, the 5 for Illinois Tech. Speaker. Over to Jones. Jones into the paint. Sillo, spot up 3. Long off the heel of the rim. The ball almost came right back to Sillo. It was run down by Mickelson. And now we got Teachout ball handling for Maranatha Baptist. I was actually surprised Teachout didn't just drive there. She's actually had more success just taking the ball inside. Speaker saved it. And after all, Illinois Tech came up with the loose ball. That still looked as if Maranatha Baptist should have came up with the loose ball and got a 2. Good enough instead goes the other way, and she leaves 2 on the rim for Illinois Tech. Teachout she appears to be more comfortable ball handling than you would expect. She goes inside this Teachout, but she loses as she goes for the lay-in. Illinois Tech has actually had a hard time stopping Teachout with some of those hard drives. Good enough just took the ball away from Stewart, and now here come the Scarlet Hawks. Speaker over to Kaya Jones. Coach Chris Sain still giving the instructions on this play. Nice feed for Good Enough. Nice find. Kaya Jones drawing the attention of the defense and then dropping it off to Deuce for 2. 17 for Good Enough. Joyner partially blocked by Jones and a foul. It appeared Kaya Jones got it at first. But on the follow-through, where both players still had the hand on the ball, because, again, at that point it could have been a held ball, Kaya caught the arm of Joyner, and that'll send Paige Joyner to the line. Maranatha Baptist yet to score a field goal here in this third quarter as Paige Joyner steps to the stripe. And Joyner leaves one on the line. Entering this game, Maranatha Baptist as a team was a 58% free throw shooting team. That was through 113 attempts. Joyner splits a pair. And I feel like I've said that a number of times on these free throw trips for the SaberCats. They split a pair. They just seem to get to the line and either hit the first, miss the second, or miss the first, hit the second, whatever the case may be. They just can't seem to put it all together at the stripe. Aikida, open 3, off the rim. Good Enough gets the board, and that's going to be an over-the-back foul on Good Enough, where Good Enough and Joyner are actually both smiling about that one, because I think Paige Joyner even realized it's really only called over the back because she's giving up the size there. Joyner goes 5'2", Good Enough 5'11". All Good Enough did was stick her hand out and grab the ball, but a foul. Maranatha Baptist 5 of 11 at the free throw line to this point of the game. 6 of 12. Back to 50%. Shooting 7 of 32 from the field. And Joyner misses a free throw here. Teachout comes up with the offensive rebound. And Teachout now has 10. That's the first SaberCat player to get to double figures. Likely won't be the last as Joyner has 9. Speaker over to Aikida. Inside is Speaker. Left-hand layup is good. Nice movement by Mia Speaker. Mia Bella Speaker has been primarily the point guard tonight for Illinois Tech, so she's been setting everyone else up. Finally gets to lay one in herself. We got a whistle down under the basket. And it'll be a foul against Aikida. Olivia Aikida, the 5'5", first-year player out of Florida, picks up her first foul of the evening. And that is Anna Alsop to the line. Alsop with 1 point to this point in the game. And now she'll add to her point total. Remember, Alsop made her first career free throw trip earlier where she split a pair. Looking for points 2 and 3 here. Instead, she'll split a pair on this free throw trip as well. Speaker. Over to Aikida. Illinois Tech working. The pass to Joko. Stolen by Joyner. Great hands, great read. Oh, but Joyner lost the ball. Should have been an easy 2. Also, pull-up jumper off the rim. And instead, Maranatha Baptist comes away empty. Speaker to Good Enough. Stopped on the dime. Nice step inside by Grace Good Enough. Good Enough and Chirilla very good with that elusive escape step inside to the basket as opposed to the outside hand. And that's key. A lot of players are right-handed, especially on this Illinois Tech roster. So you don't want to take that escape step to the outside hand and make it a tougher shot. Joko inside to Good Enough. Left it short. Ball poked away that time. Good hands by Mickelson as Joyner comes up with the loose ball. Joyner to the rim. Nice drive as she zigged and zagged through defenders. If you've ever seen the NBA skills challenge drill, it sort of looked like that, where you zig and zag out of the defenders. That's kind of how Joyner went around Illinois Tech's defenders for the lay-in. Caitlin Shank over to the corner. Alsop leaves it long. Spica slaps it off Joyner. Susie Wall comes up with the loose ball, and Wall put a hand out, said, let's slow it down. And now here comes Illinois Tech under the front court. Coach Carissa Sane standing to my right. You can see at the bottom of your screen, watching with an observant eye, just seeing what's working with this combination on the floor. You can see her nod as that extra pass was made to Wall, who left it short from three. Good extra pass by Spica. Coach Sane definitely had a head nod when Spica made the extra pass to the shooter, but wasn't pleased with that result. Camden Joko up to Aikida. Let's see if she walks into a three. Then she'll walk in to set it back up offensively. Spica had it partially blocked. Spica thought it was a foul. Instead, it'll be a held ball. Coach Carissa Sane having some words with Mia Spica, as now Spica will go to the bench. As again, Coach Sane going to go with a brand new 5 here with 1:38 remaining in the third. Maranatha Baptist will actually take a timeout here. 1:38 remaining in the third. This one all Scarlet Hawks. It's 71-27. We'll take a break, and when we return, we'll have the conclusion of the third quarter. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Third quarter action resuming here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, where the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks have a 71-27 lead against the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. The next time we'll have Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks basketball here on Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live will be men's basketball action. Saturday, when the Scarlet Hawks play host to the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors, the unbeaten 7-0 Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors will come in to take on Illinois Tech. We'll have that for you at 1 p.m. Saturday, December the 14th, right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. And the next time we'll see the women's basketball team be next Wednesday as they get a feed inside here to Chloe Chirilla. Chirilla able to come up with the loose ball. She lays it up and in for 2. Chirilla up to 10 for Illinois Tech. They'll take on the Scarlet Hawks will take on Mount Mary in women's action next Wednesday at noon. And right now, just trying to play out these final 11 minutes and counting of this one against Maranatha Baptist. Certainly an interesting game. Remember, this game delayed 28 minutes due to a jersey delay. Maranatha Baptist did not have their uniforms in transit with them as the players actually made it here to the Keating Center. So they had to warm up in their, pretty much in their full gear there. Their hoodies, their jogging pants, everything that they wore here to the Keating Center to keep them warm. And now with 1:01 to go in the third, it's 73-27 Illinois Tech with Chloe Stewart-Wald coming to the free throw line for the SaberCats. Stewart-Wald misses one off the rim. Stewart-Wald this season, a 76% free throw shooter, 10 of 13. She just missed one there and misses a pair, so 10 of 15 following those 2 missed free throws. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate Stewart-Wald couldn't get in the board there on the book there because she's had a few layup opportunities where she's just been bothered by Illinois Tech defense, hasn't been able to finish. Sillo over to Marino. Back over to Rusing. Shot clock is at 8 for Illinois Tech. Rusing across court to Marino. Entry feed to Susie Wall. Turnaround is up and good for Wall. Susie Wall, the 5'11 first-year player out of Cape Town, South Africa, has 7. Illinois Tech pushing towards a 50-point advantage on the scoreboard. Joyner turns the corner and loses it out of bounds. Maranatha Baptist in their last 2 games, they've been outscored 200-53. So they've lost their last 2 games, giving up 101 and 99, but they've been unable to crack 30 in either of those affairs. It appears they will crack 30 tonight. They are at 27 with a full quarter to be played. Here's Rusing. Over to Marino. Marino for 3 off the side of the backboard. Final 4 seconds of the quarter. It'll be Shank who's just going to dribble this one up. Joyner beats the horn. It's short, and that will end the third quarter. We've played 30 minutes here at the Keating Sports Center. We've got 10 more to go. It's 75-27 Scarlet Hawks. Fourth quarter action coming on the other side of this break here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Getting ready to begin the fourth quarter here inside the Keating Sports Center, where the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, with a record of 2-5 on the season, have the lead 75-27 over the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. During that timeout break, I could actually hear Carissa saying, coach of the Scarlet Hawks, saying, rebounding. Rebounding is going to be the key for her team as they go into this fourth quarter. And honestly, in games like this, where you see a game that's clearly one-sided going into the fourth quarter, the team that has the lead, you just try to find things to work on for your season. And for Coach Sane, it's going to be rebounding. It was transition offense, transition defense in that first half. Now in the second half, or at least now in the second half of the second half here, this fourth quarter, she wants it to be about rebounding, cleaning that up as they try to close this one out in the final 10 minutes. Aikita to Jones. They feed it down low to Hallie Williams. Great perimeter ball movement. Joko for 3. But it's off the rim. Kaya Jones crashing the glass for the board. Jones hits the floor. The shot clock is at 5. Remember, that shot didn't hit the rim. Neither did that one from Wall. But that one will go out of bounds to Maranatha Baptist. You hear Coach Sane saying, that's your shot. There we go. Unfortunately, not the result the Scarlet Hawks wanted as they start to pick up again defensively with Joko guarding Joyner. Ball knocked away into the hands of Perez. Here's Joyner. Shot clock at 13 for Maranatha Baptist as Joyner falls down and is stolen away here by Illinois Tech. Excuse me, that was not Joyner. That was Shank who fell with Joko who came up with the loose ball. Joko over to Wall. Wall inside to Williams. Right-hand layup off the glass. No good. And a foul as Williams is going to get called for a push. I think Hallie knew it immediately. You could see her drop her head after the whistle as she gets called for the two-hand push. That'll be 4 against Hallie Williams, who with 4 in the game, likely, she's just going to come off here as now here comes Goodenough. So Williams, to this point of the game, in danger of actually possibly fouling out here, for those of you scoring at home on the foul total. Williams has 9 points, 4 of 9 from the field. Teachout tries to step through, partially blocked by Goodenough. It's Joko, Jones, Aikita, Wall, and Goodenough the 5 for Illinois Tech. Here is Wall. Wall and Joko kind of just dribbled into the same spot, allowed Maranatha Baptist to double team both of them. Kaya Jones inside. Nice layup with the right hand for 2. Illinois Tech's lead is up to 50 as Kaya Jones has 7. Joyner. Cross-court pass. That's Shank who couldn't get it to go. Good look for Caitlin Shank. Unfortunately for Shank, not the result she wanted. Jones. To Goodenough. They got Wall in the corner. Instead, Goodenough will go the opposite way to Aikida for 3. And Aikida knocks it down. Olivia Aikida gets on the board as Illinois Tech continues to add to their lead. They get to 80 on the total. For Aikida, that was her third 3 made. She entered the game 2 of 5 on the season. There's now a pair of subs for Illinois Tech with Spica and Rusing coming onto the floor. Also in for Maranatha Baptist, Lucy Sainsbury, the 5'6" first-year player out of Tampa, Florida, comes on, number 11. And also back in for Maranatha Baptist. Teach out, Mickelson, Joyner, Alsop, and Sainsbury. Sainsbury has it right here for Maranatha Baptist. As Sainsbury hits the floor, she wanted to call, but great defense from Susie Wall going straight up to force instead a turnover instead of a foul. Or maybe I stand corrected. Wall did make contact with the ball, so no turnover, but it will stay with Maranatha Baptist. Shot clock at 11. Also to inbound. Mickelson. Back up to Joyner. Shot clock at 5. Joyner lays it up short. Spica, good hands to come in. Maybe even got a piece of the ball there. Rusing to Spica. Wall in the corner. Illinois Tech doing a good job with their perimeter passing. Wall finally gets the look that she can let fly. And Susie Wall cashes in. Susie Wall had been selfish a few times. She passed out of a few open looks. She finally let one fly and cashed it in. Wall with 10. Speaking of 10s, Maranatha Baptist is number 10, Joyner, to the rim. Joyner with 13 in the game. Spica over the Wall. Susie Wall thought she was going to drive inside. Instead, she gives it up to Spica. Spica continuing to pick up that dribble, but Maranatha Baptist unable to make her pay. Rusing left-hand layup long. Goodenough inside. She was fading away was Goodenough as she put it back up and left it long. Sainsbury feeds it inside to Teach Out. Lays it up with the right hand. Rebounded by Goodenough. Baird Rusing into the front court. This game has had if you love basketball, this game has had a fun back and forth pace. But if you're a fan of either of the team, I'm sure if you're a fan of Maranatha Baptist, obviously not the result you would want here with your team down 83-29 with just under 6 minutes to go in the game. Rusing, she slides to the floor. The ball rolls out of bounds as Rusing and Sainsbury collide in front of the table. And a number of subs for Illinois Tech as they come onto the floor with Marino and Williams. So it'll be Rusing, Marino, Wall, Spica, and Williams, the 5 for Illinois Tech. It'll be Byers, Sainsbury, Alsop, Mickelson, and Teach Out, the 5 for Maranatha Baptist. Spica stops on the dime. Hands it up to Wall. Wall goes down to the floor. The ball goes cross-court to Marino. Spica to Wall for 3. Wall misses, rebounded by Mickelson. Lindsey Mickelson certainly has been active for Maranatha Baptist. Only 2 points, but Mickelson's been all over the floor defensively and on the glass. Spica finding Marino. Marino didn't want to let it fly. She'll go back to Spica for a reset offensively. Spica take it herself with the left hand off the glass for 2. Spica with 4. Spica 2 of 5 from the field to go with 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Williams comes up with the ball out of traffic. Rusing struggling to hang on, and now Illinois Tech just going to walk it up the floor here as the Scarlet Hawks continue to push towards what could be a 60-point advantage on the scoreboard. They lead it by 56, now 58 as Williams lays it in. Illinois Tech pushing towards 100 total points this evening. They've already had their season high here as now Williams comes up with the board, and now here comes Rusing. There's a good chance for Coach Carissa saying one thing we've seen today, a number of different players ball handling. Jones, Rusing, Marino. Speaker's been the primary ball handler most of the game. And ball poked away. Will stay with Illinois Tech. Wagner comes in. Michael Wagner, number 45, comes in for the first time for Maranatha Baptist. Eileen Botha also comes in. Stewart-Wald also back out there. Rusing over to Bucci. Bucci for three. Off the rim. Rebounded by Maranatha Baptist. That's Donovan. Donovan got the start. Haven't seen too much out of 23 in Navy. See Donovan trying to set the screen out on that perimeter as the ball is possessed by Byers. Here's Wagner. Takes it inside. Leaves it long. Rebounded by Marino. Julia Bucci into the front court. Three on the way from Sillo. Rebounded by Williams. Williams back out to Sillo. You can see Maranatha Baptist just chasing the ball here. Williams quick touch to Sillo. Another three. Sillo couldn't make him pay. Out of bounds. Remember, in basketball, the ball can hit the backboard. It can hit the side. It can hit the top. But if it bounces up and over, that is out of bounds. So remember, if it hits the top of the backboard and bounces up, or it hits the shot clock out of bounds, this one up and over will go to Maranatha Baptist. Camden Joko awaiting Byers out near half court. Byers using that screen from Donovan. Chance for the reserves for Maranatha Baptist to get some game action here in these final 3 minutes as we see Wagner out high. Now she dribbles down to the low block. On the drive, Stewart-Wald leaves it long, right in the hands of Sillo. Camden Joko pushing into the front court. Bucci to Marino in a hold. If you've joined us here, we're glad that you were able to join us this evening. Remember, this game had a bit of a delay due to the jersey delay issue for Maranatha Baptist, where the jerseys didn't make it in transit with the team. So our game actually started 28 minutes behind schedule. And now a wedgie as Isabella Byers just shoots that one straight into the rim. The held ball will favor Illinois Tech. As now they got to go find something to get the ball out here. So, yeah, they don't have the, usually in most arenas you'll have the mop nearby, but it appears they're going to have to use another ball to try to get. So, yeah, I think Coach Carissa Sane was asking the same question I was asking. They had some of the workers here grab the ball. They were going to use that to knock the ball out. The officials didn't want to use the ball, but instead that's going to be the source to get this game going as Camden Joko just knocks the ball free with 2 minutes to go. We've just about seen it all here tonight here at the Keating Center. We've had a late start due to a jersey delay. We've had a wedgie here with the ball just getting stuck in the basket. And now Illinois Tech threatening to go up 60 as Wall lays it off the rim for two. Joyner to the basket. Nice move inside for Joyner for two. Paige Joyner back out on the court for Maranatha Baptist. They want to try to get at least one scorer out there, so why not get their leading scorer out there? Joyner has 15. That matches her average on the season. For Joyner, 15 points on 6 of 16 shooting. But on the other end, Hallie Williams will go to the line. Coach Carissa Sane was saying prior to Williams getting fouled, she didn't really like that last shot. But Illinois Tech thoroughly in control of this one throughout the contest. There was maybe about a 4-minute stretch where Illinois Tech struggled to get the offense going in the first quarter. Maranatha Baptist led 1-0 for the majority of that 4-minute stretch, but ever since then, it's been all Scarlet Hawks. Maranatha Baptist, that 1-0 lead that they had, which occurred with 9:33 to go, with 9:33 on the clock in the first quarter. So it occurred 27 seconds in. That's their only lead they've had tonight. Collision there out at the top between Botha and Williams. Ball goes to the corner where Perez misses a three. Ball trapped in the corner. And Coach Brown's going to take a timeout. He's going to take the timeout there to avoid the turnover. So a 30-second timeout called by Maranatha Baptist. It's 89-31 Illinois Tech. Scarlet Hawks by 58 here with 80 seconds to go. Illinois Tech looking as if they'll go to their third win, get their third win of the season. This will be their first home win. And then an opportunity to try to get back into the win column on Wednesday when they take on Mount Mary right here at noon on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. We thank you for joining us here inside the Keating Sports Center, especially if you waited throughout that delay early on where we couldn't get it started because the visiting team did not have the uniforms on site for the 6 p.m. tip-off. So if you waited with us throughout our delay and throughout all of the contests today, we appreciate you sticking with us all evening as Illinois Tech looks to wrap this one up in the next minute and 15 seconds. Joyner with 17. I believe Paige Joyner leads all scores as now Marino misses a three. Ball rebounded inside by Wagner for Maranatha Baptist. Goodenough has 19 lead all scores for Illinois Tech. Joyner has 17, so only Goodenough has more than Paige Joyner to this point of the ball game. Nice feed inside for Sainsbury for two. Lucy Sainsbury gets the assist from Joyner. For Sainsbury, that was only her 6th point of points 5 and 6 on the season. As now Akita gives it to Williams. Final 30 seconds and counting as Spica gets it to Wall. Speaking of Marino, who finally hit Wall, and now Wall turnaround jumper is good as it's now 91-35, and the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks get another 12 points out of Susie Wall. Maranatha Baptist into the front court. Sainsbury just scored. Now she's trapped by Akita in that corner. Clock continues to tick. Sainsbury just holding it here. And a violation. That'll be 5 seconds. Lucy Sainsbury nowhere to go there. She's trapped into that corner by the Illinois Tech defense. And that likely would be the last offensive possession for the SaberCats. Maranatha Baptist, they average 37.7. They get 35 this evening. Illinois Tech, they average 54. They put 91 on the board. And it's a 56-point victory for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks as they win it 91-35 over the Maranatha Baptist SaberCats. Illinois Tech goes to 3-5 on the season, and they get their first home win. They're now 1-3 here at the Keating Sports Center. Meanwhile, Maranatha Baptist, they fall to 0-9, and they get their 7th road loss of the season. What a game for Illinois Tech. Grace Goodenough, as I mentioned earlier, led the way. Goodenough led all scores with 19 for Illinois Tech. She was joined in the scorebook by 13 from Hallie Williams, 12 from Susie Wall, and 10 from Chloe Chirilla as the Scarlet Hawks get 4 in double figures. 2 in double figures from Maranatha Baptist, 17 from Paige Joyner. They also got 10 out of Kyria Teachout, but they fall 91-35. So once again, our final, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks win it 91-35. For all of our crew, for Jamie Spinagle and Eric Willowhite and all of our crew at the Keating Sports Center, I'm Chris Rouse. This has been Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. And until Saturday, for Illinois Tech men's basketball action against the Wisconsin Lutheran Warriors, you all take care and enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening from Chicago.